Okay, so today we're going to be talking about some of the tech tools that are member benefits or just benefits of Realty Executives, N.A.R, C.A.R, and SRAR or / CRMLS. Let's see. Everybody hear me okay? Just double check, since a couple meetings ago we had a little bit of an audio issue. Looks like. All right. So today we're just going to be kind of a little looser of a class here. I'm just going to float around between some of the tools. So what we're going to be talking about specifically is like RealSatisfied, Rate My Agent, which is, I guess it's more of like a, you have like a discounted program for that, but you do get some free tools in there. So we'll talk about that. Those two are going to be like review-based tools. So it'll help you get reviews as well as publish them to different sources. We're going to talk about eProperty Watch, which eProperty Watch is kind of like sends out emails to your clients if you add your clients in there, and it'll send like property reports and like neighborhood kind of report what's going on in the neighborhood and stuff like that. I'll be talking about InfoSparks. InfoSparks is like a market data tool. So it allows you to create charts that can be branded with your name and photo. It's got a really cool option for your website. Like if you wanted to have live data on your site, you can embed the graphs or the charts onto your site, and then every month it'll automatically update. So that's pretty neat. So we'll take a look at that. RPR, Realtor Property Resource. We're gonna just briefly look at that as well. That's like a tool that has like all the properties in the United States in there, and it allows you to create like reports, CMAs, different things like that, school reports, neighborhood reports that you can share with your clients. Remine is another one where you could target your marketing. So basically, it's a platform that helps determine what properties are going to sell next. So we'll take a look at that. RETechnology, that's more of like a blogging, I shouldn't say blogging website, it's like an aggregator of different technology articles. It is ran by a tech company, owned by a tech company, like I believe it's Delta, but basically they have a lot of articles. So if you want to kind of stay what's kind of new and up to date, or so it gives you ideas on ways to market and use some tools that are available to you. So we'll take a look at that. It's obviously it's a free account through SRAR. So we'll look at that one. We'll just glance at the CRMLS apps really quickly. We went over those enough, I think, but just wanted to mention them. We'll take a glance at the Cloud CMA. I don't know if you guys have seen yet, but it has that live CMA. So you can, say you are doing like a mobile, like a virtual presentation, you'd be able to, use that instead of having maybe a slideshow of your PDFs where you're scrolling through it. It's going to be like a live presentation that'll have all that data within like a website that you can go to and kind of scroll around through it and show it. So we'll take a look at that really quickly. Cloud Streams, we'll just talk about for a minute or two. I mean, all of these, since there's so many, we're only going to be able to spend a few minutes on each of them. So it's going to kind of give you an idea what they are and maybe how you can implement, why and how you'd want to implement them in your business. Cloud Streams is basically like the auto emails that you have in the MLS. It's just, a little bit different version. It's simplified, so you don't have as many options necessarily for refining those properties, but they, kind of has like a more modern look, and some people like that better. So I just wanted to show you that. So now HomeSeekers and Updater, those are going to be available to you through Prime Agent, so Realty Executives International. So we'll take a look at those. HomeSeekers is a tool that it's an app and let me see my notes here. Basically, it's like a website, but app as well. So you can share the app with your clients. And then what you could do is like, say you have like preferred vendors. So you could, so I guess it works better as like for buyers. So if you have, if you're helping, working with a buyer and maybe you had some service pros that you want to put in that you'd recommend, you'd be able to put that in, as well as what's kind of neat about it is it allows you to scan all the appliance, like their ID tags. So then you could load up their app, before they move into the property, and then they would have all their appliance manuals and warranty information of all their appliances within the house. So it's kind of a neat tool that for buyers, along with those service pros. And it'll give like recommended, you need to change your air filter, this time. So within the app, it'll give the homeowner some tips on, maintenance, regular maintenance around the house. Updater, again, this one is available through Realty Executives International. I believe it's a N.A.R member, or it's either a N.A.R or C.A.R member benefit as well. I think, sorry, Lone Wolf or one of those companies purchased it or owns it. And since they're tied into the whole real estate world as already, that we're offering it as like a kind of a member benefit. But either way, you'll have it through International. And basically what it does is it allows you to like invite clients to use it and for their move, and then it'll help them change their property, their mailing address, change their utilities, cable, internet, those types of things. So they could just do it all from one centralized location rather than having to, reach out to all these different places and contact them. And then RealMaker, that one is going to be like a video tool that allows you to create branded videos. They're pre-made videos, but you'd be able to just drop in your name, DRE number, photo, and that sort of thing. So you could share these out to social media or to clients or whatever, and then they would have your information in there. So it's just like a little tool that that one's California Association of Realtors has made for you guys. And then we'll just briefly talk about Referral Exchange really quickly. They're a new National Associations of Realtor member benefit. And basically what they do is they just give you a discount. It's just basically a discount. So you'll have no setup fee, which is like $600 discount there. And then you'll get 50 verified leads. So they have this verified thing. They call them, they have like this system where I guess it's like kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like inside sales agents kind of thing that will kind of verify the leads, make sure they're legit before they send them off to you. So they'll give you 50 of those leads when you sign up, and then it's 5 leads per month thereafter for like $95. So I know it's a paid tool, I get it, but it is a new member benefit or discounted rate. So I thought I'd mention that as well. So I'm going to get out of this and then move over to, let's see, here we go. Oops, I logged out. Let me log back in really fast. All right, so we're going to see a number of these tools right in here that we're going to talk about today. So let's get started with, which one was I going to start with? RealSatisfied. So actually, I believe RealSatisfied, is that one in here? No. Okay, so from there, we would need to go, whoops, the CRMLS, and then there's going to be this tab up top, links. So this is where you'd be able to go and find these tools. All right. So if we scroll down, we're going to see RealSatisfied down here, the little greenhouse. And actually, I believe I already have it open on a new, let me make sure you share. Change my screen here because this one only works in Google Chrome and not in, I use a weird browser called Opera. So it won't allow me to open this page, but RealSatisfied. So basically what it does is it allows you to request reviews from your past clients, or whoever you want, but assume past clients. And then what you could do is you could set it up to syndicate to your Realtor.com profile, as well as Facebook, Twitter, and you'd be able to connect your account, and then where it'll push those is like Realtor.com, and it'll has the review area, as well as like Facebook, Google, and all these others. So this one, it does have additional, so you can like push it to your website and stuff like that, or like if you have your website, it'll give you a widget that you could put on your site, so it'll display all your reviews. And what's neat about this one is it will, it sends like a survey, so you can send the survey invitation to buyer sellers, maybe a lost listing. So, and you could see why they left you or whatever. If they didn't choose you, sorry, why they didn't choose you for like the lost listing presentation survey, or, buyer seller. I'm just gonna do this really fast so you can see, oops, the little preview here. Let's go preview. Sorry. I had this all filled out, but then I had to relog in, sorry. Okay. So basically it kind of it's like a survey is what they call it. So what it does is it allows you to, so maybe they gave you bad feedback and you don't want to publish it. So you'll have the choice whether or not to use it. So say it wasn't what you were expecting. And then you could just kind of reply back to them and, try to make it better, or just leave it alone, but you don't have to necessarily push it out. So it has like a kind of a pre-made thing that you can share out to your clients, where it'll request reviews, and then you'd be able to, push those out to the places you'd want to, like Realtor.com, Facebook, those things. So so you can go through your profile, set it all up. You could watch this little video to learn more about it. Here, this profile page would list like all of the reviews that I had, assuming I had them. And then this would be a place where, people could find you or whatever as well. But more or less, I mean, people aren't really going to find you there necessarily, but it's more for, you can share it out to say, here, look at my reviews, and all in one location or something like that. Because the only one downside to this one is it doesn't push to like your Google or like Yelp or any of those. So it's really just Facebook, Realtor.com, and Twitter. Okay, so that's RealSatisfied. Does anybody have any questions about that one? Just let me know. You can always just unmute yourself and ask whenever you want. Okay, so we're going to take a look at next. I believe it's on here too. No, it's not. eProperty Watch. So if you haven't heard of eProperty Watch, it's going to be, again, one here in the links. Scroll down and you will find the, oops, did I pass it already? eProperty Watch, here it is. So this is where you can invite your clients to, let's take a look at one of these reports here. Let's go to, so basically what it's going to do is it's going to send your clients a email as an invite. So they have to accept that invite. And then more or less, basically like every month, it's going to kind of send them a report in an email. And if they click the report, it's going to bring them to a page like this, to where it'll kind of show what their estimated home value is, the percent in change from when they purchased the home, mortgage balance, and then it will, give them, all their mortgage information. And then, obviously this one's been paid off, and what's kind of neat too, is it'll give you all these the recent sales, what's going on in the community, value history, and those types of things. You'll have the detailed information about that property that they can go ahead here and edit if if it wasn't correct, but basically it's going to kind of go through and show them what's been going on in the neighborhood. You know, what's been going with their property history. And then this one's kind of neat too, is the neighborhood. So this is where I mentioned you can see what's going on in the neighborhood. It's not like a neighborhood report necessarily, but you can see over here, you know, properties with liens on them, properties that refinanced, distressed properties, properties that are for rent, you know, that just got a building permit. So it's kind of a neat little tool for them to kind of snoop on their neighbors without even knowing, you know, without them knowing. So it's I don't know, it's kind of a fun little thing. If your clients might be interested in that kind of thing, to know what's going on in their neighborhood, or you could set yourself up in it and see what's going on in your neighborhood. And then there's the trends, which will give them, you know, trends based off of zip code, you know, the number of distressed properties, risk factors, sales volume, income types, adjusted gross. So it's kind of some demographic and real estate data in here as well. So it's kind of a neat tool. And like I said, you just can invite your clients. So if you go to clients, and then you'd be able to like add a new client to where you could invite them. And there is a way, when you do invite them, you can set, like, I know one agent before, the property value in here was like, I forget if it might have been more than what the list price of their listing was or something like that. And then the clients got a little bit weird, but you can, when you do, let me see here really fast. I haven't done this in a little while. Let me put this in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe you're able to set like a custom property value. So like if it was the value that just pops up in here, sorry, I just grabbed some random property, but if that real AVM is different than what you expect it to be, then you can put that custom value in, which will override that value. So then that way, you know, if you did, I mean, I don't necessarily why you'd send this to somebody who has an active listing on their property, but maybe you're doing it for whatever reason, and you know, this number is different than what that list price is, and you wanted to kind of bring it to match, then you'd be able to do that custom property value, and then you could just send it off. And remember, once again, they have to accept that invite, but basically if they click on any of the buttons to view the report, that will automatically accept the invite. And then from there on out, they'll receive, you know, regular emails from you. Well, it'll be coming from eProperty Watch, but we'll have your name and information on there. I think I might have had one. I saved one of these. Maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, eProperty Watch. Let's see. So if you could see this kind of shows, so this would be like what the client would receive. So it has your branding and stuff on it, as well as, you know, a graph of where the price is going. And then say, this would be similar to the invite email. So if they go click on like the more about this home value, as soon as they click on that, boom, they've accepted that invitation. And now they'll be kind of enrolled into this eProperty Watch tool. So it's kind of neat, a way to kind of follow up with your clients, just without having to send them all these reports and everything. It'll just go on your behalf by default. Okay, so that is eProperty Watch. Now we're going to move to InfoSparks. InfoSparks is right down here with a little graph. So this is kind of like a graphing statistics tool. So it's kind of neat. So basically, it'll do like entire MLS, but maybe you want to do an area. Let's just do like Valencia City. And then now it'll give you here, this one is median sales price, or you can do adverse sales price, and now it'll have a graph or a chart or a line graph, I guess it is. And then you could change that. Do you want a bar or a line graph? You could do it for like 5 years, or maybe you want to do it 1 year, 3 years, whatever. What's kind of neat too is say you want to do like a rolling 3 month, which will, change the way this graph looks. So it'll take those 3-month points, 6-month points. So depending on how, what works best for what you're trying to do, you can get that. So now that shows a much, more of a incline rather than, monthly it's going up and down and up and down, which ultimately it's still inclining, but it just looks differently on the way that you're displaying that data. So it gives you those options on how you want it displayed. But as you can see here, you have, if you want new listings, active listings, so you just click that and then boom, it just updates with the new graph. And then, you could obviously refine it down more. You can add an area. So maybe you want to compare Valencia versus like Saugus, something like that. Whoops. You'd be able to do that. And now it's going to put both of those line graphs together and you'd be able to see those. So say you wanted to share this out, you could share it. And remember when I said this is something that you could like embed into your website. So this is like static data. So that's going to be the data that you see right now, where you could have select live data and then embed. And now this is going to give you, your interactive iframe that will automatically update every single month based on the new data in the InfoSparks. It's kind of neat. And if you have any questions about this, let me know, and I'll be, I'm always willing to help you with anything that you need. So if you need some help, getting this embedded into your website, I can help you with that, no problem. But it's a way that, then you could always just share out a page to your website for whatever statistics you're trying to share, and then those will be automatically updated every month, so you don't have to keep going back in, adding that new data in. But if you just want a PDF of it, you'd be able to just do, a static PDF or a social media image, or you can just grab the raw data through a CSV file. So it's kind of neat there. Something I want to mention, so it's kind of neat. So you can like look up agents. So maybe, you're going on like a listing presentation against another agent and you wanted to kind of compare, you against them, something like that. You'd be able to look up that agent, and see, get their graphs and see what information they were, what data they were, what numbers they were doing, and to compare yourself against them or whatever. So it's kind of neat. So I mean, this is pretty simple. I mean, there's more to it, but I'm not going to get too deep into it. But it's kind of pretty cool. Or this is like that interactive. So if you have this on your website, when you hover over certain points, it's going to give you that data, and that's what they mean by the interactive chart. Okay, so this one's pretty cool, just depending on what you're trying to use it for. But there is like the market view too. Which will kind of give you like what's going on in a certain area. So you can see, like if we look at Valencia, this is going to be like what's going on, like kind of like agent wise. So whoops, Valencia City. So we can see, for this time period, this is the previous month, who's doing what in the area and stuff. So it's kind of neat. I mean, it's not all of it is stuff that you use for your clients necessarily, but if you want to go ahead in here and see what's up within the market, you can look up that stuff as well through the market view, and then the InfoSparks. There's more to it, like the flash facts and that stuff, but we're just going to kind of limit it at that and keep moving, because this time's going faster than I thought. But InfoSparks is pretty cool. So if you see something in there, you'd just be able to find that right through the matrix links in this InfoSparks tab here. Okay, so RPR next we're going to go to. So RPR is National Association of Realtors Property Resource, Realtor Property Resource, N.A.R. RPR. And then if you don't have an account, you just need it'll use your your NARDS number, or actually I think it uses your email address now, so you don't even have to remember your NRDS number, as long as just whatever your email is associated with that National Association of Realtors account will be all you need to create your account. So with this has like all properties in the United States. So You can look up any property. Well, this is not the commercial side, but let's just say you look up any property. I'm gonna actually go for my dad's old house out of state. Just sold this the other day, so I wonder what information is in here. Just closed a few days ago. Let's see. But this is, like I said, it's going completely out of state now, and it pulls up that information. Yep, it already shows the new change of address. So it gives you like school information, legal data, it gives you tax information, gives you deed records. It'll even give you mortgage records somewhere in here. But let me see, deed records. Maybe, I'm not sure where that went. Homeowner facts, home. But you can see it gives you like charts and stuff like that, where you can refine this data. What they have in here is they call it's the RVM, which is the Realtor Valuation Model. And so what that does, it allows you to refine that. So if you know that maybe, like my dad redid everything inside the house, had new windows, new roof, new everything basically, except for carpet. But the wood floor is all refinished. You know, the whole kitchen was redone, new lighting fixtures, everything. So that would be able to go refine that by putting in some of that information. So you could do like home improvements and stuff like that and refine that down. So if you were going to do like a comp analysis or whatever, that would give you more refined value. Whoops. But you're also able to, let me go back to that summary. You can say you wanted, you know, this one's out of area, but I mean, say this was a property that wasn't yet in the MLS, but you were going to be, you know, listing this property. So you could actually pull all this public data right into your zip form transaction. So what it'll do is if you click this, if you don't have your account already connected, then you might have to, it'll ask you to connect your zip forms, but then you would be able to just start a new transaction. It'll create a new transaction with the property address. Or does it use the homeowner name? Ooh, I believe it's the property address. And then it will go ahead and pull in all that public data and create that transaction right in your zip forms account. So then you don't have to go and, create that transaction in zip forms and then type all that stuff in or whatever. This way it'll just create the transaction and put it right in for you, which is pretty cool. You're able to create a number of different reports. So from this property or from just like an area, you'd be able to create a report. So you can do like a property report, seller report, a property flyer, a mini property report, evaluation workbook, market activity report, neighborhood report, and a school report. So, you know, you're able to just create all the different reports based off this property, or like I said, you could, if you're just going to do like a neighborhood report for a certain area, or a school report for that area, or even a market activity report for a certain area, you'd be able to do that as well. So, and it allows you to go through and, you know, customize what you want to be included in the report. You could even add custom pages. So if you wanted to upload like PDFs that you have pre-generated, you could be able to just insert those into the report. So, you know, these kind of can be long. So if you go to the show details, you're able to check and uncheck the different area of the different sections that you'd want to include in that report. Okay. And then you're able to either email that right off the person, or you can like download it, or able to save it right to your account here in your reports. And then you'd be able to, I'm sorry, I think your reports are, oh, the reports are right over here, all the ones that have been created. And then you'd be, yeah, so you can just download it or email it right off, and then you could CC it to yourself if you want. So it's a pretty neat, pretty cool tool. I really like it. And there's ways to use some of these reports for, I should have pulled this up. I just thought of it right now. Let me see if I can find it really fast. Let me just go to another page really fast. And I haven't shared these out yet because I'm just so busy with everything else, but I created them a little while back, and I might have shared them, but I don't think I have yet. For custom, let me see here. Okay, like these. So basically I created these so like, get a free market report, or for social media, you could just kind of take a screenshot of this one was using, sorry, it's loading, Canyon Country report. So I just screenshot this section of the Canyon Country report, dropped it into a little social media post, and then, tell me more in the comments, and I'll DM with details. It's basically just a screenshot of part of the report where you could have it like branded with yourself. If you guys want these, I can share them out. I'll try to get these out. And then, so this is another one of just a screenshot of a Valencia report, 91355, with a graph here showing, market, the price change and how much it changed over the past month, over the past 12 months. And then here's one, like median listing price versus listing volume. So it's kind of just a couple different charts in there where I just screenshotted those right from the report that's in RPR, and was able to use that as something that you could share out and try to get some sort of feedback and potentially maybe a lead from just one of these that you share out on social media. Okay, if you guys want those, I'm working to getting those out to everyone, but just remind me or just send me an email or something, and I can get those sent to you sooner. Where is it at RPR? So, there's more to this, which I'll show you one last thing really neat, which is kind of it's in the commercial section, but it's something, so say you had, this is what they kind of recommend this for maybe somebody who's like relocating or something like that. So if you were to do like a neighborhood, say you had like New Hollis, for example, and let's just go to 91321. So say maybe somebody was, oh, I already have it favorited, okay. Moving from out of area, and you looked up their area where they're from. Oh shit, sorry, there's somebody waiting in here. I just wanted to add them in. I'm gonna turn off the waiting room because I'm not sure how long they're sitting there. Sorry for that. It's been a couple minutes at least. But say somebody was, from out of area, and you could look up their area and see what their area is like, what kind of demographic information, in order to kind of give them an idea of where, which I don't know if that's, with all the potential steering and everything nowadays that everybody's talking about, but I don't use this for any sort of that information, nothing against the rules, but just maybe to get an idea of what, if they say that they liked where they live in Tennessee or in Washington or wherever, you can kind of look up that area to see what might be a similar area here in Santa Clarita. So let me show you here. So if you just star the area by clicking the little star, it will save it. And then if we go over to commercial, and we can go to our perform in-depth analysis. So basically this is more made for, if your business is going to be moving, it wants to open up the business in a certain area, it'll give you all that, demographic information. But let's go to a quick, and I have the new hall saved, my trade area. So it's now going to show you all this demographic information, which is kind of neat. So, it's first dominant section is retirement communities, population, ages, income. And then down here, it's kind of neat. It kind of gives you like the types of households, how many people are in that household, median ages, how many of those homes, what percentage of them are owned or rented, average rent. So what type of employment, what they'd like to do. So it's just a vast amount of information here. And I mean, I know that's not going to apply for majority of your situations, but just note that it is here and something that you could use, but you have to go save that area first in the residential side by clicking like that star I showed you to save it. And then when you go to the commercial, you're able to do that in-depth analysis. So you're not really, so just so you know, that's something that's in there, which is nobody really knows about, or very few people know about. So it's a kind of neat little tool that you could maybe potentially take advantage of for something as well. All right, so let's move on to Remine. Get rid of some of these tabs here. Remine, if you're not familiar with Remine, Remine is a platform that allows you to kind of uses public data in order to determine whether people are gonna sell sooner or later. And I mean, obviously it's not a perfect system, but here's some of the ones that I've saved, in the past, just in some of my classes that I was doing, and I grabbed some of the ones that were and saved them because they're a high likelihood of selling. And if we click on one, these are ones that actually went to sale or whatever. So from that list, so we know that, so here's one that closed in 10 days. So it does work as far as, I don't know exactly when I saved this and how long it took for them to actually sell, but it does have some predictive analysis capabilities in here. So what you can do, so this is kind of like your daily update of what's going on with the properties that you may have saved. And I'll show you how to save those in a second. So, mortgage update, so the price changed. So this one went to pending to close. So you can see that a number of these ones that I've saved have already either my mortgage update was probably some sort of refinance, or maybe they did like forbearance or something. And then other ones that had price changes, those were, obviously went to market, and then, pending closed. So it kind of gives you an update of the properties that you've saved. So basically, if they've made it here without you, they've already picked somebody else, more or less. But if we go to the search, this is where you can kind of start to use the tool. And so what I have is like a sell score here. So this means like they're likely a low likelihood of selling, a medium or high likelihood of selling. So you can check and uncheck these, and then it'll kind of give you the properties. So I don't, where am I at right here? Somewhere probably by the hospital, right? Yeah. Roll off Lions. No, so not by the hospital, right by the office. So you can zoom in, zoom out. And once you see those little dots pop up, or oops, I'm sorry, you see like this is the property like lines, then you'll be able to see the dots a little bit. So you kind of have to zoom in a lot in order to see it, but you're able to now see the properties. And that's what I was saying, how you could target your marketing. Sorry, this thing keeps, my mouse keeps, the wheel on my mouse kind of moves a little bit. So these are ones within my local area here, right by the Valencia office, that have a medium or high sell score. So what you can do with these is you could put them in your cart, and then that will like save them. So, and you could create a cart. So if we went to the carts, you'd be able to create a different cart. And basically cart means like, they changed it. Basically it was like, your saved properties, but not, for whatever reason, they put them into a cart. They renamed it. Whoops, I'm sorry. Let me go back there. Cart. So you just click on this plus, and then it would allow you to create a new cart. So if you were going to do some, like I have one, a different zip code, 91354. So you can select them and save these different properties for, if you have some that you're looking at in one area, farm area, and another farm area, you can kind of create a cart based on that farm area and then tag those properties to save them in those areas. Or you can do it however you want to do it. That's probably how I would do it, is like what farm area you're working and what properties you're going to be saving in there. So if we go back here, another feature is, so say this one you want to take a look at. So you see how it says like 456 estimated equity. So there is an option to search by equity on here, but you would need to update that account. But you are able to, by each individual property, look at that estimated equity. So if we looked at one individual property a little bit more here, you can see what information it gives you. So it'll give you the homeowners' names. It'll give you, how much estimated equity they have, estimated HOA. It should tell you like how long they lived in the property. There's, I believe, some, here's the net equity, flood information, active mortgages, their estimated payment. So it gives you lots of information in here that you can, go ahead and use for the purposes needed. But let's go back to this search here really fast. So I'm looking at the self score here, but you're also able to do like ownership time. So maybe you wanted to do people who've been living in the property for, over 10 years. You can select these, apply. So now it's going to highlight the ones that, let me get rid of this. So now these are all the ones within this little bit area right around me that have people who've lived in the property for 10 plus years. So what you could do is like, say you clicked, so basically all of these over here are the ones that are highlighted. So you could just select all of those and then add to cart. And then I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna make this a test group. Add those property 121 in. So now I have all of these properties here into this one cart. So say I wanted to export this cart with the mailing labels because I want to mail them something in the mail, letting them know how, great of an agent I am and I want to sell their property or whatever. So now you're able to, if we go to this cart and we want to go to this test group here, we're able to export this, or we could send mailers. So let's go. So this will be, if you wanted to do the send mailers, that's going to be a third party, but you can export this. I thought you could do it as the mailing labels. Let me see. Oh yeah, here it is. Under the more section, you could print the mailing labels. So now you're able to just export all that, select whatever type of Avery label you're going to be using, and you'll be able to export all of these addresses out, and then be able to just, print those little labels and then put them on your mailers and send them out. So now you'd be able to target just all these specific people based off of these criteria that you're searching for. And in this case, those were with an ownership time of 10 years or above. Oh, it looks like I had the cell scores in there too, with the high cell score. I didn't clear that out like I thought, but it's as simple as that. So I could kind of show you that again really quickly before we have to move on to the next one, because we are definitely running really long here. So basically what I did, let me clear this search out. So you be able to, you have whatever area you're searching, and then I just went to ownership time, selected the options that I wanted selected. Whoops. What happened here? Ownership time. Okay, so all of these, so there's a lot more with that ownership time of 10 plus years, but then I've also included the cell score of medium and high. So that refined it down to the 21. So now we have people who've been in their property for a long time, or 10 plus years, and people who have a medium or high cell score. So I just clicked select all, and then I added them to the cart by clicking the cart button. I'll put them back into my test group. All right, so then I went to my carts, had this test selected here, and then I went to more, and then print mailing labels. So now, whoops, oh, I need to select all, sorry. And then more, and then print mailing labels. So now this will give me the ability, so I can say current resident, the property owner name, I can put the mailing address or the property address, and then be able to select what label size you want, and that'll export as a PDF that you can print out on those mailing labels, and then send whatever marketing pieces you want to these specific properties. Okay, all right, so that was Remine. Let's go back here. RETechnology is going to be right also on this list of links, and RETechnology is, so this will be something that you can just sign up for since you're part of the benefits, or part of your benefits. And then it just gives you all, which, different companies, articles. Let me go to articles, products, success guys, news. So let's see here. So this kind of just gives you a lot of just tech related articles. I think I'm in the broker side. Let me switch over to the agent side. So, choose the best CRM, freebie Fridays, Matterport stuff. So it just gives you, like I said, it gives you information, either articles, like I said, it's like an aggregator where it pulls articles from different places. So there might be RPR articles, there might be from Delta Media, who are inside real estate, all these different companies that create real estate tools, HomeSnap, just a number of different articles in here that kind of, guide to hosting virtual open houses, make flyers in Google Sheets. So it's just a bunch of different real estate related technology articles that you can find. So they're pretty, I look at these, they send out emails. So if you sign up on the mailing list, then each morning they'll send you an email of, whatever the new articles for the day are. And there's usually something pretty good in most of them. So if you wanted to take a look at, try to find some new things, or if you just want to look at different products that are available and different service categories, they'll have it. Just remember that, like, for websites anyways, SRAR has their approved vendor list, so you can't use all of the different products necessarily that are in here that are listed, but for websites specifically. But you can see here's like lead generation, mobile applications, social media, virtual tours, drip marketing, digital signature, CRM, CMA. So it's got a number of different filters that you can kind of refine what articles you want to see, and kind of go from there and look and see if there's anything useful for you. But it's a free tool, so if you're looking for, to gain some insight on some things, or to find, just get these emails to come through, and maybe it'll show you some new tools or ideas. It's a good source of information. So that's the RETechnology. The MLS apps. Okay, let's do that really fast. You guys, I'm not going to spend just a minute on each one of these, because you guys, we've talked about these a number of times over the last several months. Let me go to share screen. Share. Over here. All right. So you should be able to see my phone now. So basically, there's the CRMLS app. So CRMLS is one of the apps that's available to you that's branded. So you can see up top here, we have my photo, name, the brokerage, and then DRE number. And then this one is going to be, both of these are connected to the MLS. So like my contacts, oh shoot. Sorry, one sec. You could see it, but it's okay if you look closely. So your contacts, which MLS contacts. See, the only thing with this is the sync does not work properly, and it's still broken. They've been working on it. I'm gonna try to sync it again and see if it fixes it. But I don't want to say don't sync your contacts, but by default, if you don't sync them, it'll have all your contacts that are already in the MLS. So if you have your contacts that are in Matrix, it'll just load those in. I was trying to pull in my contacts from my phone and sync it with the contacts that were in the MLS, but that ended up breaking it, and then making it all weird. So basically, if you don't touch it and you have your contacts, then which I mean is by don't sync, don't click that sync button up top here, because that's going to try to pull in your, I don't know what the problem is. They don't know what the problem is. They haven't fixed it. They've tried a number of different things, and I would just recommend to not sync it until there's some sort of fix, and I'll try to let you guys know if there's a fix. But I don't know if they haven't reached out back to me yet since the last time I contacted them. We were in communications for a while, and they kind of disappeared. But But basically, it'll have all your contacts that are in your MLS already synced, if just not the ones that are in your phone. Okay, and then same with your saved searches. So all of your saved searches that you have in the MLS will already be in here. So you don't have to recreate those things. They're already in here. So, and then your carts, you can launch the Matrix desktop right from here, showing times connected. There's a mortgage calculator, and then you can share your app. So this is where you'd be able to share your branded app. So you can send it, send the message is like if somebody who's already connected to your account and your contacts, you can message them that way. But otherwise, if you want to like text it to somebody, use the text, email, post online option. And then that will bring up the options in your phone to just send a text message. But the message itself that's going to be like a message from a contact that's already inside under your My Contacts, okay? Where you could send it to a message that way. But otherwise, you're just going to want to use the text, email, post online option, where it'll give you the options from your phone to just text it out or email it right from there, okay? And then it's just a regular basic app. I mean, you know, you can search on it. Let's see, West Ranch School. So let me see here, map. Let's just go, you know, so I mean, basically it's just like any other search app. So we're not going to go into that. And then you have your filter where you could refine your values or refine, you know, the properties that you're looking for. And then you could save the search afterwards if you wanted. But okay, more or less that's the gist of that one. So I'm going to move on. And then there's the MLS-Touch, which is going to look quite a bit different. Let me see, I don't know what that was. Okay, skip. So this one looks a lot different. So this one's gonna look, this is kind of what your clients are gonna see too. They're gonna have a couple more options on here. You know, the contact agent and stuff like that, but otherwise it's gonna look very similar to this. But same thing, you have your ability to, you have your saved searches, which you can create through MLS, or you'll have your ones that are in the matrix. You have the ability to, well, which is neat, you have the Facebook publishing tool. So for like your listings, you can automatically have all your listings publish right from here to your Facebook account. So then that way, and then if any leads come through, they're going to come through and then they'll come right into your and add them as a contact within
It's 12 o'clock.
Your, oh shoot, okay, we only have a few more left. So let me run through this quicker. So then they'll add right to your contacts and you should receive, you know, that lead information as well. So it's a way for you to publish it out to Facebook right from here and then generate leads. And then you can brand and share as well. So over here, if you're using this app and you don't have like a branded top section and you want one, let me know and I can make one for you. Otherwise, like if you just try to upload like a headshot of yourself, it's gonna slice off like between your eyes and your mouth, and you'll just have a nose there or something, because it's you know, it's this rectangular shape and has to be like exactly that shape to fit in there properly. So I have this template already made, which I can share with you. But otherwise, you could, you know, once you have your colors and your little header section selected, you could just apply logos and colors and logo, and then you just click the share my app, and that allows you to email, text it out, or it gives you your link here that you can, you know, if you have it like your signature line or you have on your website, download my app or whatever, you'd be able to just link to that. And then that would give them the ability to download the app. I have noticed that some agents app, it requires a code, where other ones, it'll just download it. So if your clients, can you search single story? Ray, was that on the CRMLS app or the Home MLS-Touch, or both? I'll approach it on both here. Just give me a sec.
That was on Remine.
Oh, Remine? Yeah, we'll go back in momentarily. But I believe so. I know one of them I was testing that on, but I think that was the cloud streams that I was talking about earlier. Or I haven't talked about that one yet, have I? Yeah, I did. Okay. No, I haven't. Oh yeah, that's up. Okay, so where was I at? So yeah, you'd be able to share that out right from here. Oh, the code. So if it does ask your clients for a code, the code is just this number after the, so let me highlight it on here. So if it does ask for a code, it's this, in my case, it would be the 2868C45A, which I'm not sure why, which I can look up, or I can try to find out why some people had asked for and others it didn't. But I think by testing it out, what I noticed was the first time I installed it on my phone, it did not ask. And then when I was trying to install other agent apps, it requested for the code. So I think it was because I already had it installed the first time. It just took the number and put it in. But then when I tried to reinstall it using a different agent, then I had to put in that code. So I'm thinking based off just my testing that it had on the first attempt to, once your client installs it on their phone and you're the first agent that shared it with them, then it won't ask them. But if, you know, maybe they had it from another agent and then you shared it with them and they need to override that old agent to make you the main agent, then that's when it requires the code. But that's just from my experience playing around with it. So Remine, let me go back there. So those are the agent apps. And then we might come back to this for a quick second to show you the HomeSeekers, but we're gonna get rid of this and go back to my desktop here. Okay, so Remine, we're able to look at, refine that down. So if we're doing add filter, so parking spaces, status, list price, square feet, floors. So it does have the floors option. So you could do like a min max floors. So I guess you'd be able to put like max 1 floor for like a single. Yep, there it goes. Okay, so yep, you just go to the add filter here and then the floors section, and then you'd be able to just put a max floor. Or if you wanted 2 floors, you'd have min 2, max 2. All right. So now let's continue on. We'll try to blow through these a little bit quicker. Cloud CMA. All I wanted to show you this one really fast was the new live section. So you guys, I'm sure, played around with this before. I just did a quick and dirty CMA really fast, just by creating a new report, put in the address, and then I just selected the quick and dirty, and then that just automatically pulls. So instead of the quick and dirties where you don't put in the exact properties, you found the comps, and then you can just put in the MLS numbers to pull those in, where this just finds some that might be close, which I know a number of people don't like these, but just for speed, I did it that way. So let's just look at the live version. So this is, like I was mentioning earlier, something that if you were on like a like a virtual listing presentation, or even if you were just doing it like on your iPad or something, you'd be able to use this as an option where you could just, you know, click on over, start presentation, and it'll kind of talk about what's a CMA. You know, here's your comps, which this has pulled it in, and you'd just be able to slide over and kind of look through those. So it's kind of a nice, it's very, very attractive looking, comes out really nice. So, I mean, I guess the photos look nice too in here, but you know, it has all your comps. You can kind of go through these, you know, show the differences and the similarities, whatever. You know, average pricing. So it gives you some charts in here. This is the closed, the pending, the hold, the active. So it kind of goes through and kind of compares them. Here's our chart based on average price per square foot. You could go in if you wanted to go with that one a little bit closer, take a look at it more by clicking on it. Time to sell. So it's kind of showing, you know, the 23 days, they're going for over list price, blah, 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 you know, so on and so forth. But it's really a cool little tool here for that live version. So you don't have to, which that estimated value is off, but you can see here, this is it's a nice, a cool tool, a cool feature that they've added in here for that view live version. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just move on, but that was what I wanted to highlight there because this has been around for years, and I'm sure you guys all know about it. But I know that live option is something that's been kind of fairly new, not super new, but it makes a lot more sense now with the whole pandemic thing, you know, if you're going to be doing the virtual one. So I just wanted to touch on that. So the cloud streams now, which is right in here, which you can probably find right on this page here, cloud streams. Cloud streams is going to be basically like your auto emails from Matrix. So you can create a stream. Let's just go like 3, 2, 1, let's say. And then this is where you can filter it as well. Like I was mentioning earlier, this one doesn't have the same type of filter capabilities that you have in the MLS, but you can have these fine tuning options here, which you can go through, and it does give you a lot of the features, just not all of them. And this one does have that single story levels here. So this one, they say levels, not the other one's floors, this one's levels, but it allows you to fine tune based off that. So you just set your same criteria, you know, what kind of property type you want, sub property, you know, price ranges, that sort of thing. And then you would then be able to invite your client to get the auto emails. So, I mean, it's basically the same system as the Matrix auto email. It's just that this one has nice big, and the emails that it sends, it has, you know, nice big photos, and it's, you know, it just looks more modern than the old auto emails. So just so you know, it's available. It's pretty easy to use. Let me go over back here to my clients. So let's see, this one I just made, so that you kind of see what you sent to them, if they did anything. I didn't approve this, so, but you know, here's some of the ones that were sent over. Or see how, like I was mentioning, that it has more. It's a nicer, prettier look that goes to the client. So I mean, is it any better? Not necessarily. It just looks different than the auto emails. Okay, so you can see what they liked, recommended, you know, those types of things. Which I haven't played with this in a while, but I don't know if I have any streams that I liked or commented on. No, okay, but basically, it would, you know, it would give you those notifications in here that they had a comment or a like or whatnot as well. Similar to the Matrix, it's just that the Matrix is the advantages that's all in that one place. So if they do comment or favorite or something, that's going to be all translated right into the same area that you're going here in Matrix. So you don't have to go anywhere else to get in there. Oops, I logged out again. All right, so that's Cloud Streams. CMA did that. HomeSeeker now. Okay, so this is going to be and Prime Agent. So if you log into your Prime Agent account, hopefully this didn't log me out too. But under the company, there's business partners. Company, business partners. And then there's this scroll down, HomeSeeker. So if you click this link, it'll bring you over to where you can create your free account. So did I already log in? No. Okay, so try to log in. So you know, you can put all your information in, vendors. And vendors, what I was mentioning was like, you know, if you have like, you know, a bug guy or a, you know, a window cleaning or this or that or whatever the different services around the house might be, you could add those in. So then all your clients that you share the app with, you'd be able to, they would have those listed as preferred vendors in their app. You could, you know, add clients to invite them. You could put links in there. And then there's widgets, shareable content, which, I didn't mention this earlier. So what's nice about this one too is it has blog content. So what you can do is you can do the blog, and you can also connect this right to your website, or you can connect it to your Facebook page, or it might be your personal profile as well. I'm not sure if it's your page, if it could be either or, I forgot. But basically you could push these out, so you could have it where it'll send you a message right to your Facebook account, where you could just push it out, where you could kind of pick which ones you want to go out, or you can have it where any new post will just automatically go to your Facebook page. And then it'll link to, so if we go to this, it should be, see how it has like a branded photo, name, all that sort of thing. So it'll go out on, you know, if you share it out to social media, somebody clicks on it, then it's going to have like a branded kind of blog page to you, which is kind of neat. Okay, so it's kind of a wide range of features in here, from the vendors to the warranty information to blog posts. But let me show you the app really fast. New share. Okay. So I go over to real estate. So we have, I have the two apps here. So this is like, mine is the agent with the pro, and then the one without the pro is going to be like the consumer app. Okay. So I'm going to go to the pro version here really fast, to my version. So these are like my vendors, which I don't have any. I just have 3 in here, which I don't remember which one I put in here. To be determined, yeah. So it'll have these options, which, to be honest, I'm not sure why it has all of them when I only have 3 people put in here, but you know, I didn't design the app. But you'd be able to just put those in on the different sections that you know, exterminators or gutter services or whatever, you could add that in. Oh, this is my side, I'm sorry. For my client side, they probably don't see it. That's just for me to add those in. So you could have up to 1,000 clients. So you can send messages. So say you wanted to send a message to all your clients that have this app, you can send, like I did, like a happy holidays, you know, or whatever. And then this could just go out as a group text to all your different people from one location. That'll go out to all the people that have your app. As well as you have your clients in here. You could add them right from here. But let's take a look at the client side. So this would be like, you know, you shared this with them now. So they would have their directory. Okay. So it does list all those in there, even though it doesn't have, so request a vendor. So yeah, that's the only part I don't like, is that it does have these without, even though if you don't have anybody in there selected, but that is what it is. Okay. So now this appliance thing, this is what I was mentioning earlier, where you could set this up for your client beforehand, where you can add the appliances in then for them. So I just have, here's like a refrigerator. So this will have like my manual right in here. And all I did was take a snapshot of the label inside the refrigerator. As we can see there, I just sent in that photo to, you know, within the system, and then boom, within a few hours or by the next day, it had the appliance manual in here, and, you know, all the information that they included. So you could put in like how much you bought for it, or you paid for it. So that has like this receipt section here. So you can add receipts, so you can kind of keep tabs on if you're spending money on the house, or you're updating things for product services. So this is a way for people to, if they wanted to as well, to kind of keep the costs and services and everything that they've been doing on their house in one location. And then they could, I don't think they could export that out, but so you'd see that. So, and then they also have the reminders here. So this will be, when you set them up, you select like what kind of house they have. So when you add the client in, sorry, I didn't go over this, but you'd be like, okay, is it, I don't know if it's single story or multi-story, but you know, does it have air conditioning? Is it central air? Blah, blah, blah. So you pick all those options, and then that'll kind of determine what what reminders to include in the app. So if they don't have central AC, then it's not going to give them something for central AC. So then when you're adding them in, you kind of refine the options for what the property is going to be like that they are, you know, they just bought. Okay. So that's kind of the HomeSeekers. So it's kind of all over the map with the receipts, with the appliances, with the directory of different people, you know, specialists, as well as then the blog posts, which, you know, and so it's kind of neat, but kind of all over the map, like I said. It's not, I guess, all over the map, but I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it's still a wide-ranging set of tools. All right. So, and obviously there's more to all this stuff, but in that marketing section, there's flyers, there's all sorts of stuff. So you can go through and play with that, but this is a free account available to you once again through the business section of Prime Agent under company, business partners. Then you can go there. And then also you'll see in here is the updater. So updater, like I mentioned earlier, is a way for you to help people during their move. So like I said, you could basically send them an invite and you can put in like their old address and then their new address. And then that kind of helps out with the system in order to know what available options they'll have for like their television or their phone or whatever, internet, those types of things. But what it does is, like it says here, it'll let you automatically forward your mail, connect, transfer utilities, change your cable and internet, and more. So it even allows you to go through and like maybe update your banking, if you change your address for your credit cards and all that. So then everything's up to date. So it's pretty neat. I used it for myself in a move, and it made things pretty easy. The only downside is it does have a number of like not ads in there, but like like paid services, like recommendations of things that they can to get their windows cleaned or this or that before the move, or for cleaners or this, so it does kind of have some things in there that it's kind of the way that they make their money, I'm guessing, by providing this for free. But it is a pretty easy way for them to go in and then just do everything all from one location, so they don't have to go find, go to this account and go to another account and update things and go to a million different accounts throughout the move. And this way you can just do it all from one location. And like what we do here, just from the send the invite, you'd be able to put in their information, put in their address information, when they are expected to move, and then what do you want it to go out like right now, or if 3 to 4 weeks before their move, you can do later, or no, you pick that when you want it to go. And then it'll have this, which you could update the little message and then send it off, and then they'll have to obviously accept and go through and go in and do it themselves. But this is just you providing them a tool that otherwise they would have to pay for. Okay. And okay, and the last two here, which will be pretty quick, is going to be RealMaker. So if you're not familiar with this, if you go from C.A.R, you're able to go into Learn and Thrive marketing tools, and then you'll have the digital tools over here. And then you have all these different, so you have like the Real Talk, then the RealMaker, C.A.R emojis, champions of home, and then the Real Gifts. We're just you can take a look at all these, the different, what they are, but we're just gonna take a look at the RealMaker really quickly. So what this does is allows you to select like a pre-made little movie. So let's just, maybe we want to use this one. And okay, customize video. And then now you just put in your photo, put your name, phone number. Let's just go here. I guess I don't have a photo of me available, but and then you can choose, another message here, and then put your website. But basically what this will just do is brand the end of the video. Let's just go to, I accept the terms, your NE number. What did I, oh, enter. What's my number? 018211044. And then I can create and customize a video, or create the custom video, I'm sorry. Congratulations, it's being made. So then it'll email me the link to the video to download and to share out. So it's really easy to use. It's just a way for you to kind of, if you wanted to, do some little videos. It doesn't have a ton of different options in here for videos, but just wanted to let you know, because I've mentioned it to a number of people over the last couple of years, or maybe the last year since it came out. and nobody really knew about it. So I just wanted to touch on that for a minute. And then last thing here is this. I don't know if you received the email about this maybe last week or so, but N.A.R. Did their partnership with Referral Exchange. So if you're looking for a way to, to get leads without, just by having them come to you, what they did was they offer, let's see, so they have this $600 discount, which is basically there's like a $600 setup fee apparently, and then that fee is waived, so you don't have to pay that. $395 one time, so it's like a one-time fee, and then it's a reoccurring $95 a month. Okay, but you get 3 leads or 5 leads if you just pay any. If you don't want any more than those 5, you get you could pay additionally for the $3 per lead verification, but you get 5 right off the bat. But what is nice about these is why I only mention this is because they're verified leads. So they're not like the leads that you might get from like a Zillow or something like that, where there's just people filling out forms, or even some of like the, listing to leads and people that want the information, they'll just submit their information in order to get more information about the property or whatever. But they might not really be that interested. They're just whatever, maybe they're 6 to 9 months out, a year out, and they're just trying to get a feel for what they want, what things are priced for or whatever, but they're not really interested in that property or anything right now. But then it's kind of like I mentioned earlier, like the inside sales agent, where a lead comes in. Now they will reach out to that lead, kind of qualify them, make sure that they're legit, make sure they're actually in the market, whatever other little things that they do. And then once it's like a verified lead that they're actually want to go see a property, they want to go list their house, then they'll forward that on to you as the agent. So they're the verified leads. And so with that $395, you do get those 50 leads right off the bat, as well as, it is a monthly fee. And I'm not saying this is the greatest thing in the world, but I just want to make you aware of it, that this is a new benefit that's available to you. And it does have that verified lead thing going on for it. So it's could be a little bit better than some of the other lead options out there that I know some of you guys are paying for. So I just wanted to mention that. Did anybody have any other questions? Because I think we're going to be wrapping it up. I'm sorry, I apologize that we ran over longer, but it was, trying to keep it to 3 to 5 minutes, but it's kind of hard to kind of touch on everything that you might want to know in those 3 to 5 minutes. But for the most part, all of those will be available to you. A number of them are right here once you log in, but otherwise, if you go to the matrix, to the link section, then there's going to be, and I didn't hit on all of them. I mean, obviously there's more in here, but look, we already went over. So I just wanted to kind of go through some of the ones that I liked in here, as well as a couple of the ones from N.A.R, C.A.R, and Realty Executives. So, all right, if that's it, nobody has any other questions, then we're gonna, no problem. Thank you, Ray. I'm gonna go ahead and end this here now, but I really appreciate you taking the time to join me here, and hopefully you found one of these 15 tools that might be helpful to you in some way or another. So I appreciate you taking the time, and I guess we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.